Hey everyone, how are you? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'd love you to subscribe, hit the subscribe button below so that you can get all of my Monday Minute tips that I leave every Monday. So you've got a team, okay, of people who are thinking, everyone's just too busy. No one's going to buy from me. No one's going to book any parties with me. No one's thinking about joining, because it's just such a busy time of the year. People are just too busy. And in actual fact, nothing is further from the truth, okay? So today, we're going to be talking about helping your team members get rid of that negative chatter because we have a specific, clear follow-up strategy for them to follow. So I'm Gail Bates, CEO of MyMentorBiz.com, where I help leaders grow million-dollar teams. And every Monday, I love to leave a tip because I work with my clients on systems. I'm very big on systems and strategies to help them scale and grow their business to the million-dollar level. And we've actually been going through a series. If you watch my YouTube channel and subscribe to it, I do a bundle of series. So the series we've been working on is helping your team members, or supporting your team members in having high sales during this high selling time of the year. And if you go back and watch the first one, I talked about how to have high party attendance, because when you have high party attendance, you have high sales. And I gave you some tips and tricks to work with your team members on having that high party attendance and working with the hostess. The next episode, I talked about how to help your hostess have high credits. You know, I just did 2 parties myself, and it was so great to receive those hostess credits. And you want to make sure your hostesses are having the highest hostess credits, because when they do, they spread the great word about you. So I gave you some great tips how to work with your hostess to have high hostess credits. And then last week, we talked about the personalized service, what you can do this time of year to truly personalize your service with your customers and guests at every party. So go back, make sure you go back and watch those tips as well. So today, we're talking about the last part of this series, how to have a follow-up strategy, okay? So, you know, you really want to make sure your team is aware that over the next 4 to 6 weeks, they are communicating with their customers with some kind of follow-up strategy, okay? It is that time to just ramp up the communication. I call it the high selling time of the year. You have that high touch with your customers. So, you know, your customers, they can go out in the malls and in the crowds and have that kind of experience where, you know, they get little or no service, or they can shop with you. And they can shop with you with a private appointment. They can shop with you with a couple of friends. They can shop with you with being a hostess at a party, or they can shop with you online with each one of those as well, okay? And that's where you can share with your team members how to step it up with having that high touch with them and communicating that this is the way you're shopping, and working with them on that negative chatter that everyone's too busy. People are shopping, okay? Why not shop with you? So today, I actually have some follow-up tips for you to share with your team members, and you might want to write these down, because it's how you communicate, how you reach out with people to communicate and let them know that you have the gifts that they're looking for this season. So, of course, the first one is email. What type of email blasts are you sharing with your customers? Do you have a customer newsletter that goes out? Are you ramping that up over the next 4 to 6 weeks and letting them know exactly what you have available? One of the great email ideas I love to always do is a 12 Days of Christmas email that goes out every day with a special for my customers. And I had customers who loved and waited for that every year. Of course, texting in today's world is another great way to communicate with your customers. I find that every time someone buys from me and I follow up with a thank you text, I get great responses. In fact, I just did a party this weekend with my fashions, and I had a lovely text from someone that said, I love coming to your home and leaving with a smile on my face because she had such a great time. So texting is a great way to communicate. Another way, of course, is the good old-fashioned phone call, and that is about building relationships. That is about that person who loves your products and wants to buy your products, and knowing who to call on the phone to talk to who would really love to hear from you. The VIP Facebook group is another great way for you to make it special. This is a special group where you're offering specials. So making sure your team members understand what to post, how to communicate in that VIP group is important. And instant messaging on Facebook is another great way. I just did 2 parties. I hostessed 2 parties recently. One was a Facebook party. The other one was a Squee party, which is a new platform out there. And I found the best way to communicate with my guests in getting them to attend the party was through instant messaging. So really work with your team members. No blast, no blast to everyone. You've got to personalize it, right? And of course, the handwritten note, okay? The handwritten note is such a special way to communicate with customers, and having them attend a customer appreciation event that you're holding, or some kind of holiday event that you want to hold, but a handwritten note really makes a difference. And of course, holiday cards. If you're sending holiday cards with specials on them, get them out in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So those, making sure that your team members, working with your team members on having this clear follow-up strategy on how to communicate with your team members over the next 4 to 6 weeks for them to maximize their sales, and for the whole team to have high sales during this high selling, high touch time of the year. Okay, and working with them, and I hope this has been helpful for you today with that clear strategy. I also do have a specific handout for you today as well with that high selling, personalized holiday gift giving wish list. I work with that with my customers every season, so they get to think about who they want to buy a specific gift for, and when you work with them on that, it's your personalized service, and this is what I talked about last week, which makes you stand out from the crowd. So it's that high touch, high selling time of the year. Okay, I hope these tips have been helpful for you to work with your team members. Go back, watch each one of the series so that you can work with your team members and maximize this time of year and get rid of that negative chatter where they're saying, oh, everybody's too busy, they're not going to want to meet with me. Okay, they are going to want to see what you have, but you have to have a clear follow-up communication strategy to work with them. So subscribe below if you haven't. Or give me a thumbs up if this is a great tip for you, okay? And I will be seeing you next Monday.